So we have discussed different types of variables based on size, type, etc. What we can do now is look at some sample code to demonstrate a couple of the concepts we have learned. So this is a program we are having. A lot of lines, don't worry about it. I will walk you through. Most of them are very much familiar to you. So this is a variable which is assigning number 10 to it. So this line assigns number 10 to this test num. So we have this variable called test num. You can name it anything you want within the limits of naming convention we discussed. And then we are assigning string to it and then a float to it. So 1.23 is a float. It's drastically different from number 10. For that matter, if I name it 10.00 like so, this is very different from 10 in computer programming. The CPU treats these two things totally differently. Totally different set of algorithms are run against, and representation as well, in memory representation of these two things are very, very different. Hopefully we will discuss all those advanced concepts when we progress through the course, but just for your information, they are totally different things. Now coming back to the original discussion, so this line is assigning a float to the same variable, same bag. So there is only one bag we have, which is test num. The name of that bag or the variable is test num. By the way, the name bag I'm using just for understanding purposes. Normally variables are not called bag in actual programming terminologies. It's not a programming jargon. So keep that in mind. So we have only one bag, which is test num. And I am creating a couple more bags here. Test num 2 and test num, all this different things I'm doing here. So we'll see that. The reason why I'm doing it. Now one line I have not explained here is line number 1, import sys. So this is not related to this program, just I wanted to show you the size of these variables. So we have discussed the variables have a size. To show that I need a function from one of the libraries. So I have included a library here. Don't worry about it much right now. So this is something I'm including. I'm calling a function from this particular module to show you the size of this particular variables we are using. That's why I have added this import sys. We will see that in detail later. Now line number 16 looks a little bit cryptic. We have not discussed. It has two operators. One is equal to. So again, it is not equal to, although it is read as equal to. It is a comparison operator. This is an assignment operator and this is a comparison operator. So when we learn conditions, we'll learn a lot about this. But for the time being, my intention was to create a Boolean variable and assign to test num. So what we can do is I have put a breakpoint right here. Remember breakpoint? So the breakpoint is the one which freezes the program. So I'm going to freeze the program at line number 4. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start debugging. That yellow arrow has come up, which means the program has not executed line number 4. It is yet to execute at line number 4. It has executed line number 1 and line number 3, but not started line number 4. That is why this yellow arrow is pointing towards number 4. Now in the watch, I have two functions. One is type test num. So this is a function which shows me the type of the variable. In this case, it is int, and it will display the size of the variable as well. sys.getSizeOf. So let me show you how to do it. So I'm going to add another watch. This is what you can do to see this. Type, then open bracket, test num, then close bracket. That will show you exactly same as I'm seeing in the screen. You can add another one, sys.getSizeOf, then open bracket, test num, test num is the variable we are trying to get the size of. So you can type these two things and you will get exactly as I'm seeing in the screen right now. So you have to do it in the watch window right here. So this watch window will come only when you start debugging. So let me show that. I'm going to stop debugging. So it all disappeared. As you can see, it is not coming up right now. This will come only when I start debugging. See, all this came up all of a sudden. So the view changes. This is a common feature of most of the IDEs. Visual Studio Code is now different. So it came up, and normally it keep the watch of the last execution. That's why this watch came up. If it is not there, you can type like so. Sometimes the watch is collapsed. You can click on it and it opens up. Now coming back to the original discussion, the type and size of int. So the variable is of type int. As you can see here, it's an int variable, class int, and the size is 28. So it takes 28 bytes memory from the RAM. That is the size of number 10 saved in this variable. So the variable is 28 bytes. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the variable. I'm going to put string inside it. Now the back has string, so it changed to str. As you can see in the screen right now, it's str instead of int right here. And the size is also changed. It's 55. So it's taking more memory right now. It's taking 55 bytes instead of 28. 28 was the memory taken for int. Now it is 55. Going forward, I'm assigning float to the variable, and we have float here in the variable, and it is taking 24 bytes. The size is 24. As you can see in the bottom, the print is happening as well along with it. So the string is printed. Now the float will be printed. As you can see, the float is printed 10.0. One thing, if you notice, 10 is missing right here in the print as well as in here. I have given 2, only 1 has come up. So there is this floating point approximation and stuff like that. We'll discuss that later. But float has such kind of different behaviors, which is not very intuitive, but it's the same number essentially. So next what we are going to do is we are going to assign test num a Boolean number or Boolean type. For that, I have created 2 variables, additional variables, and I'm doing a comparison here. So this is a comparison operator. So I'm doing a comparison here, and the result of comparison is always a Boolean. So what is the content of these 2 variables? It is nothing but whatever is inside test num. So it is checking whether these values are equal. If it is equal, it is giving a bool. Nothing to worry about it. All I'm trying to do is assigning a Boolean type to this particular variable, just to show you the size and type of a Boolean variable, nothing else. We'll get into this comparison in detail later. So let me go and execute it. So as you can see here, the bool has come up. My import sys has removed. So let me try to add it. So when I pressed Control Z, the import sys has removed. So as you can see here, we got 28 for the Boolean. So the size of Boolean is 28 and the class is, or the type is bool. So in the demo, we have seen different types and size of variables. In the slide, we have discussed one more type called unsigned and signed, which is not very used in Python. It has added in Python 3.2 and a little bit of advanced. I'm now going to the details of it.